So this week we got some new alts. We got Thor, Athena, Fenris, and Gremory and Paimon. And you know what that means. Only 1 to 2 more updates until my waifu comes to NA. Alright, I'm not going to ramble about how awesome Sherry Suits is. Let me talk about Thor first. Even though I'm not going to talk about Sherry Suits at all. But still, Thor, typings, Devil Attacker God, attributes Light and Light. Stats, attack, 4,405, HP, 2,474, recovery, 193. They're okay stats. Attack, HP is rather good. Awakenings, 4 Light Rose, 2 Skill Bar and Resist, 2 Skill Boost, and an Enhanced Hard, which is kind of weird. Could have been a 7 combo awakening, but whatever. Active skill, 2 times attack for light and water for 3 turns and 1 turn of haste. Leader skill, 2.5 times attack and recovery for light types and 3 times attack for light types when you use the skill. Now this will go well when Saria comes out, because Thor Saria was a pretty strong leader before, a strong pairing, and I believe it'll be strong again. Now Thor, I'll admit it, she's gotten stronger. Yeah, it's a girl now. I don't know if she's hiding her pickle like Gremory, or if she just went the whole mile. I don't know. But nonetheless, I'll admit the art is better in this form than Awoken. Awoken was trash at best, in my opinion. I didn't like the Awoken art whatsoever. That's one of the reasons why I never really leveled up my form. But now, art is better. Leader skill is rather decent, as I said, compared with the Saria that's coming out probably in 2 weeks or a month. Compare with Aminomina Kanushi, but you have to use a skill, which is pretty much the main problem. You have to use a skill. And yeah, awakenings, Thor really had good awakenings, but now it's a little bit better for Rose, even though Row teams aren't as good as they used to be because of follow-up attack, but that has changed with the new update in JP, which I'll talk about in the latter half of this video, in the later half. So yeah, now on to the next monster. Alright, so now we have Fenrir, and his typings are Devil Physical, Attribute Dark, Stats, HP 4,305, Attack 2010, Recovery 213, Awakenings 3 time extends, 1 skill boost, 1 skill bind resist, 1 TPA, and 1 God Killer. His active skill makes 3 Jammers and 3 Darks, and a 15% Jammer Skyfall for 3 turns. Leader skill, 2.5 times attack and recovery for devil types, and 7 times attack and 25% damage reduction when matching 2 jammer combos. So it is an easier leader skill than his previous form. It's easier to activate, but who's actually going to use jammers? That's all I gotta say. Like, it's not really interesting unless you like using him. Like, he's an interesting leader. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna say he sucks or he's garbage, but he's interesting. Like, 7 times 2.5, I'm barely doing that math. That's less than 21 times. That's 17.5 times. That's quite high. That's roughly around 250 times, a little bit higher than that. Around there, like around 250 to 300 times multiplier. With a 25% shield, both of them, you know, around 40% damage reduction. So that is rather good. Not the best, but still better than nothing. So his awakenings are rather they're okay. Like 3 times extends, it's alright. But he doesn't have any bind resist, which really sucks considering he is a leader. But at the same time, he is a 5-star Godfest exclusive. So he is only 7 stars in his final form. So that's kind of excusable. And yeah, not the greatest, but not the worst. So onto the other Fenrir. Okay, so now we have the other Fenrir, and his typings are Devil Attacker, attributes Dark Fire, stats HP 3005, attack 2270, recovery 213. His awakenings are 2 TPAs, 2 skill boosts, 2 time extends, 1 skill bind resist, and 1 God Killer. His active skill is same, and his leader skill, I'm not gonna put it. If you want to know, find it out. Let me just say it's impossible, near impossible. It's it's not really impossible, but it's very, very, very difficult to achieve. But it does seem like it would be fun to try to achieve. Like, that'll be a good achievement, to be honest. What are my thoughts on him? I think he's rather good. Double TPA, you can never really go wrong unless, you know, you're going up against someone with damage absorb. But even so, it still doesn't really. God Killer, really good, because, you know, Arena, Dark and Light Kali. And, no, just... Yeah, no, both. Yeah, I forgot one's Drag, one's Healer. Alright. So yeah. Good Awakenings, I'll admit. As a sub, good, because that's what this one is aimed as. So it doesn't really need bind resist. So I'll say the Awakenings are good. And it's a good base for inherits. So I'd have to say good overall. I like it. So on to Light Fenrir now. So now we have Light Fenrir, and he has a double physical, attributes light water, stats, HP 5466, attack 1499, recovery 111, awakenings 3 time extends, 2 skill bind resist, 2 skill boost, 1 god killer, and a 7 combo awakening. And his active skill turns fires and hearts into jammers. Now his HP is rather high, you know, 5466 is pretty high in my opinion. I think that's really good. Next, his leader skill, I didn't really put it because it's the same as his other version, and this is the sub version, so yeah. 3 time extends is pretty good, but not, yeah, it's pretty good. I can't believe I said it wasn't that great for the last Fenrir, but it's really good. He has a 7 combo awakening, which is really nice because considering it is now pretty much the most powerful offensive awakening as of now. Then there's his double skill bind resist, which is, oh my goodness, I can't, I'm sorry. That's beautiful. That is just beautiful. And his 2 skill boosts, really good. Overall, really good sub in my opinion. And he has a 3 turn cooldown on his active skill. Oh, that was me hitting my chest, by the way. That is just beautiful, but I have to say, really good base for inherit. Really good awakenings. Very low cooldown. Great in general. Really great. I like him. I really want him. I've been wanting to pull him the last few Godfests. Haven't gotten him. So yeah, on to the next Fenrir. Light Fenrir. Fenrir Viz. Alright, so now we have Light Fenrir Viz, the pure light, the leader version. Typings, double balance, attribute light, stats, HP 4826, attack 1899, recovery 411. Awakenings, he has 2 of each, time extend, skill bind resist, skill boost, and god killers. His active skill is the same. His leader skill 1.5 times to all stats for devil types. 4 times attack with 1 jammer combo, up to 10 times attack with 3 jammer combos. So it's an okay leader skill. Like, you need jammers, so it's not all that great, to be honest, because you gotta constantly make jammers. So not great in my opinion. But once again, it depends on how you look at it. If you want a fun leader, I'd have to say this kind of looks like fun. It looks interesting. It's different, unlike other leaders that have like consistent orbs coming in. He seems like he'll be a fun leader in my opinion. His awakenings, they're rather good, you know, having 2 of each is not bad. Sadly, he's not unbindable, which is pretty much where he falls. And it'd be nice if he were unbindable, but it's okay, it's whatever. Like, once again, he's not really going to be a top tier lead. He's going to be a lead that you take when you want to have fun or whatever. Stats are okay. His recovery is higher than the others, so that's good. Once again, I'm not a fan of single attribute monsters. That's all I gotta say. I'm not too big a fan, but he's not bad. Not bad. If it wasn't for the sub version, I'd say he's really good. He'd be a good sub as well. But the sub version is the better sub because it's. I'm not even gonna. Yeah, I'm just gonna say it because it's the sub version. So yeah. Onto Athena. Now we have reincarnated Athena or Athena Helios, and her typings are God, Attacker, Physical, Fire, Light, Stats, HP 4550, Attack 2290, and Recovery is at 0. Her awakenings are 3 TPAs, 2 skill boosts, 2 fire orb enhances, 2 god killers, and her active skill enhances fire and light orbs. Her leader skill 3 times attack for god, physical, and attackers, and 3 times attack and 2 times recovery when attacking with fire and light. Now, she's not as good as Dark Athena, but she has higher attack, and that's pretty much it. Like, just higher attack. She's at 81 times, whereas Dark Athena is at 49 times. But Dark Athena is unbindable, and it has an HP multiplier. But to be honest, Helios looks like more fun, and Helios is available to anybody. As long as you have skill to beat the monthly quest, you're gonna get her. Unlike Dark Athena, where you have to spend buttloads of money. Well, not buttloads, well, because the free like 600k MP that we got, but still, you have to spend quite a bit. You have to get quite a few unfortunate rolls, whereas Helios, all you have to do is be good at the game. Now, is she good? Yeah. To be honest, compared to Dark Athena, she's not as good, but in general, she is actually really good compared to her original form, her light green form. Yeah, she's better. She's stronger. She has better awakenings now with her triple TPA, not double. Triple TPA, very strong. I think she is also really good as a base for Inherit, because her active skill is on a 5-turn cooldown, so really good. I'd say if you have enough skill to beat the Tri-Dungeons, and just make her. That's it. Just make her. She's good. Like, you won't regret having her in your box. You won't whatsoever. You won't regret losing a Trimask, because you didn't really lose it. You gained Athena. I honestly wish I had enough skill to beat challenge 10 and 9, but who knows? I might be able to beat it. Who knows? But still, good monster nonetheless. And now on to some news from JP. So the first thing that we got is Super Noelle. Now, Super Noelle is another brand new Snow Globe Dragon. And unlike the others, I don't know if this one gives a buttload of experience. But what I do know is that it allows you to limit break. Now, every single game is doing limit break. That's something I want to say right now. Every single game has done limit break. Why? But what is limit break, you may ask? It allows you to go beyond level 99. You can say you're going beyond plus ultra, maybe? No. But it allows you to go to 110, which is a very odd number. I thought it would be 120, maybe just 100, but no, 99 to 110. So yeah, very, very weird that they chose that number. So yeah, but from what I've seen in Homura's photos, which is the monster that they chose, I'll put that on right there on the screen, is his stats don't increase that much. Like, his stats increase by, like, I want to say, like, his HP increases by 300 or so. I'll show the exact numbers of how much they increase, but it wasn't much. So in my opinion, it's not really that worth it. But for some others, it could be, because, you know, sometimes that little bit of HP can be the difference between life and death in a game, but whatever. Another new thing that we got is the Sad P. Now, Sad P is pretty good in my opinion. What it does is it lowers your cooldown from max. You know, like when you skill up your monsters, you have them at max skill up. It lowers the skill back to 1, which is really good if you want to use a certain monster as a delay buffer. So if you want to put, let's say you have 2 Leylons and they're both max skilled, and you have one inherited onto the other Leylon, just use the Sad P, boom, that Leylon is back to level 1, which is the dilemma that I'm in. But it costs 100,000 MP. That's a lot of MP. So you gotta think, is it really worth scaling it down? Is scaling down a monster worth 100,000 MP? 100,000 MP, that's a third of a raw dragon. one set, a little less than 1/7 of Dark Athena. Yeah, no, that's probably, yeah, about 1/7 of Dark Athena. So just think about that. Next, the Rainbow Pie, Diamond Pie, whatever you want to call it, now skills up monsters by 2 skill levels instead of 1, and it can skill level any monster. Next, we got Neo Awakenings. We got Follow-Up Attack 2, which gives you 2 follow-up attacks. And unlike regular follow-up attack, where it's you have to make a column of hearts, you have to match 3 by 3 hearts. So you have to put 3 heart combos in one little square. And that is really good for row teams, because, you know, with regular follow-up attack, row teams are kind of screwed. So with this, now you have an advantage for row teams. Row teams can now use that. Next, we got another awakening, I forgot the name, that whenever you match all 5 colors, it's automatic self-haste. So if any monster has that awakening and you match all 5 colors, boom, self-haste. So that's really good. Considering I love rainbow teams, that is really good. And lastly, here's a list of all the monsters that can limit break. It's just a screenshot, but if there's a monster on it, it's that specific monster. Let me just say that right now. The trend here is they're Bankai or reincarnated evolutions. So if they're neither, they can't limit break just yet. So if it's saying Bankai Andromeda, that means Bankai Andromeda, not Awoken, because she doesn't even have her reincarnated evolution. Now, and another one is Lubu. Lubu, he doesn't have his reincarnated, let alone his Awoken, but he can limit break because he has his Bankai. So if it has a Bankai or a reincarnated evolution, or in, you know, Valkyrie's case, she's the only holification, they can do it. If they have those forms, yes, they can. So if they have Bankai or Super Ultimate Evo, they can do it. If they have a reincarnated, they can do it. So yeah, the list will be on there. And that's it for this video. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. What is your favorite part about these updates? What is your least favorite part? What are your thoughts, opinions, whatnot? And until next time.